William Morris. An introduction. William Morris was born in Walthamstow, London, on 24th of March 1834, and is regarded today as a foremost poet, writer, textile designer, artist, and libertarian. Morris began to publish poetry and short stories in 1856 through the Oxford and Cambridge magazine, which he founded with friends and financed while at university. His first volume in 1858, The Defence of Guenevere and Other Poems, was the first published book of Pre-Raphaelite poetry. Due to its lukewarm reception, he was discouraged from writing poetry for a number of years. However, his return to the form was met with great success in the poem The Life and Death of Jason in 1867, which was followed by The Earthly Paradise, themed around a group of medieval wanderers searching for a land of everlasting life. After much disillusion, they discover a surviving colony of Greeks with whom they exchange stories. In the collection are retellings of Icelandic sagas. From then until his Socialist period, Morris's fascination with the ancient Germanic and Norse peoples dominated his writing, and he was the first to translate many of the Icelandic sagas into English, the epic retelling of the story of Sigurd the Volsung being his favourite. In 1884 he founded the Socialist League, but with the rise of the anarchists in the party he left it in 1890, and the following year he founded the Kelmscott Press, publishing limited edition illuminated style books. His design for the works of Geoffrey Chaucer is a masterpiece. Morris was quietly approached with an offer of the Poet Laureateship after the death of Tennyson in 1892, but declined. William Morris died at age 62 on the 3rd of October 1896 in London.
The Earthly Paradise. Apology by William Morris. Of heaven or hell I have no power to sing. I cannot ease the burden of your fears, or make quick-coming death a little thing, or bring again the pleasure of past years. Nor for my words shall ye forget your tears, or hope again for aught that I can say, the idle singer of an empty day. But rather, when aweary of your mirth, from full heart still unsatisfied ye sigh, and feeling kindly unto all the earth, grudge every minute as it passes by, made the more mindful that the sweet days die. Remember me a little then, I pray, the idle singer of an empty day. The heavy trouble, the bewildering care, that weighs us down who live and earn our bread, these idle verses have no power to bear. So let 'em sing of names remembered, because they, living not, can ne'er be dead, or long time take their memory quite away from us poor singers of an empty day. Dreamer of dreams, born out of my due time, why should I strive to set the crooked straight? Let it suffice me that my murmuring rhyme beats with light wing against the ivory gate, telling a tale not too importunate to those who in the sleepy region stay, lulled by the singer of an empty day. Folk say a wizard to a northern king at Christmastide such wondrous things did show, that through one window men beheld the spring, and through another saw the summer glow, and through a third the fruited vines arow, while still, unheard but in its wonted way, piped the drear wind of that December day. So with this earthly paradise it is, if you will read aright, and pardon me who strive to build a shadowy isle of bliss midmost the bleating of the steely sea, where tossed about all hearts of men must be, whose ravening monsters mighty men shall slay, not the poor singer of an empty day.
Our Hands Have Met by William Morris. Our hands have met, our lips have met, our souls, who knows when the wind blows how light souls drift mid longings set. If thou forgettest, can I forget the time that was not long ago? Thou wert not silent then, but told sweet secrets dear. I drew so near thy shamefaced cheeks grown overbold, that scarce thine eyes might I behold. Ah, was it then so long ago? Trembled my lips, and thou wouldst turn, but hadst no heart to draw apart. Beneath my lips thy cheek did burn, yet no rebuke that I might learn. Yea, kind looks still, not long ago. Wilt thou be glad upon the day when unto me this love shall be an idle fancy passed away, and we shall meet and smile and say, oh, wasted sighs of long ago. Wilt thou rejoice that thou hast set cold words, dull shows twixt hearts drawn close, that cold at heart I live on yet, forgetting still that I forget the priceless days of long ago.
The Voice of Toil by William Morris. I heard men saying, leave hope and praying, all days shall be as all have been. Today and tomorrow bring fear and sorrow, the never-ending toil between. When earth was younger, mid toil and hunger, in hope we strove, and our hands were strong. Then great men led us, with words they fed us, and bade us right the earthly wrong. Go read in story their deeds and glory, their names amidst the nameless dead. Turn then from lying to us slow dying, in that good world in which they led. Where fast and faster our iron master, the thing we made for ever drives, bids us grind treasure and fashion pleasure for other hopes and other lives. Where home is a hovel and dull we grovel, forgetting that the world is fair. Where no babe we cherish, lest its very soul perish. Where mirth is crime and love a snare. Who now shall lead us? What God shall heed us, as we lie in the hell our hands have won? For us are no rulers, but fools and befoolers. The great are fallen, the wise men gone. I heard men saying, leave tears and praying. The sharp knife heedeth not the sheep. Are we not stronger than the rich and the wronger, when day breaks over dreams and sleep? Come, shoulder to shoulder, ere the world grows older. Help lies in naught but thee and me. Hope is before us, the long years that bore us, bore leaders more than men may be. Let dead hearts tarry and trade and marry, and trembling nurse their dreams of mirth, while we, the living, our lives are giving, to bring the bright new world to birth. Come, shoulder to shoulder, ere earth grows older, the cause spreads over land and sea. Now the world shaketh, and fear awaketh, and joy at last for thee and me.
A Garden by the Sea by William Morris. I know a little garden close, set thick with lily and red rose, where I would wander, if I might, from dewy morn to dewy night, and have one with me wandering. And though within it no birds sing, and though no pillared house is there, and though the apple boughs are bare of fruit and blossom, would to God her feet upon the green grass trod, and I beheld them as before. There comes a murmur from the shore, and in the close two fair streams are, drawn from the purple hills afar, drawn down unto the restless sea. Dark hills whose heath bloom feeds no bee, dark shore no ships has ever seen, tormented by the billows green, whose murmur comes unceasingly unto the place for which I cry both day and night, for which I let slip all delight, whereby I grow both deaf and blind, careless to win, unskilled to find, and quick to lose what all men seek. Yet tottering as I am and weak, still have I left a little breath, to seek within the jaws of death an entrance to that happy place, to seek the unforgotten face, once seen, once kissed, once reft from me, and I the murmuring of the sea.
The Message of the March Wind by William Morris. Fair now is the springtide. Now earth lies beholding with the eyes of a lover the face of the sun. Long lasteth the daylight, and hope is enfolding the green-growing acres with increase begun. Now sweet, sweet it is through the land to be straying, mid the birds and the blossoms and the beasts of the field. Love mingles with love, and no evil is weighing on thy heart or mine, where all sorrow is healed. From township to township, or down and by tillage fair, far have we wandered, and long was the day. But now cometh eve at the end of the village, where over the grey wall the church riseth grey. There is wind in the twilight. In the white road before us the straw from the ox-yard is blowing about. The moon's rim is rising, a star glitters o'er us, and the vane on the spire-top is swinging in doubt. Down there dips the highway, toward the bridge crossing over the brook that runs on to the Thames and the sea. Draw closer, my sweet, we are lover and lover. This eve art thou given to gladness and me. Shall we be glad always? Come closer and hearken, 3 fields further on, as they told me down there, when the young moon has set, if the March sky should darken, we might see from the hilltop the great cities glare. Hark, the wind in the elm boughs, from London it bloweth, and telleth of gold, and of hope and unrest, of power that helps not, of wisdom that knoweth, but teacheth not aught of the worst and the best. Of the rich men it telleth, and strange is the story, how they have and they hanker and grip far and wide, and they live and they die, and the earth and its glory has been but a burden they scarce might abide. Hark, the March wind again of a people is telling, of the life that they live there so haggard and grim, that if we and our love amidst them had been dwelling, my fondness had faltered, thy beauty grown dim. This land we have loved in our love and our leisure, for them hangs in heaven, high out of their reach. The wide hills or the sea-plain for them have no pleasure, the grey homes of their fathers no story to teach. The singers have sung, and the builders have builded, the painters have fashioned their tales of delight. For what and for whom hath the world's book been gilded, when all is for these but the blackness of night? How long, and for what is their patience abiding? How oft and how oft shall their story be told, while the hope that none seeketh in darkness is hiding, and in grief and in sorrow the world groweth old? Come back to the inn, love, and the lights and the fire, and the fiddler's old tune, and the shuffling of feet, for there in a while shall be rest and desire, and there shall the morrow's uprising be sweet. Yet, love, as we wend, the wind bloweth behind us, and beareth the last tale it telleth tonight, how here in the springtide the message shall find us, for the hope that none seeketh is coming to light. Like the seed of midwinter, unheeded, unperished, like the autumn-sown wheat neath the snow lying green, like the love that o'ertook us unawares and uncherished, like the babe neath thy girdle that groweth unseen. So the hope of the people now buddeth and groweth, rest fadeth before it, and blindness and fear. It biddeth us learn all the wisdom it knoweth. It hath found us and held us, and biddeth us hear. For it beareth the message, rise up on the morrow, and go on your ways toward the doubt and the strife. Join hope to our hope, and blend sorrow with sorrow, and seek for men's love in the short days of life. But lo, the old inn, and the lights and the fire, and the fiddler's old tune, and the shuffling of feet. Soon for us shall be quiet, and rest and desire, and tomorrow's uprising to deeds shall be sweet.